How about this one?
1, 2, 3. Sounds about the same, right?
Yeah, it's great. Perfect. This was the other hand.
Yeah, I got a line out from this.
Nikon KeyMission. It'll get better. It's very portable.
To have the,
I'm sorry? I can't say. As a guy that's given Nikon a ton of money over the years, it's disappointing, but it's available.
I think you're right.
Robert.
I got it working. We're all good.
We get one more.
But Chris, leave it on the podium.
So we do
1, 2, 3. Hi everyone, welcome to Boston New Technology. How are you all doing tonight? Woo! Yay! Got some excited folks here, right? Gotta get excited for these startups. Come on, guys. All right, anyway, I'm Chris Rakenna, co-founder and organizer of Boston New Technology, and I also have Alex Senchak right here helping out. So if you need anything, you can talk to either of us after the presentations. We'll be hanging out until about 9 o'clock or so. So our program handout that you guys have on your seats, and we have a few extra copies floating around if you need them, has all the information about our partners on the front, as well as all the happenings tonight and the startups. And it includes most of the company's Twitter handles if you want to tweet about the startups or even IBM or Foley Hoag. Please include their tweets. I'm sure they'll retweet you guys. And we will be using the BNT72 hashtag. Let me just bring this up. Okay, so here's our info. BNT72 is the hashtag, and Boston New Tech is our Twitter handle. Please follow, and Boston New Tech will retweet you guys as you tweet tonight. And the Wi-Fi is Foley Hoag GuestNet, and then we have the passcode on the walls behind you. Just turn around, you'll see it on there. Also, my email address is on the handout, but it's Chris at Boston New Technology. If you guys have any events or other opportunities to share with the community, you can please email them to me. We always seek sponsors for venues and partners to support the group. So if your company is interested or you know anyone, you can contact me at that email as well. Let's see, so our format is that each startup will get 5 minutes for a presentation, quick overview for a couple minutes, and then a live demonstration for you guys of their technology. And then they'll spend another 5 minutes answering your questions. So please come up with some great questions for these guys. And presenters, please try to repeat them through the microphone if you know, when they make the questions so that we can get them recorded properly. We are video recording all of the presentations for our YouTube channel as well. We have all of our past presentations out there, so please check that out too. And let's see, so as far as tweeting, try to support these startups as much as you can. They appreciate all your buzz and help, especially on Twitter. So you just use that ENT72 hashtag, and I'm sure you get some retweets from them too. If you need the restrooms, just so you know, they are right out this door here and just on the left a little bit there. Also, would like to, at this point, I think Foley Hoag is here, let's have them come up and give us a welcome. Frisbee.
Hi, my name is Prithvi Tanwar. I'm an attorney here at Foley Hoag, and just want to say welcome. It's awesome when we see this room completely full, and Boston U Tech is one of the few organizations that can make it happen, short of mandating people to show up. I can go on and on about the firm, but really I think for this group, it's important for you guys to know that we have a group of lawyers here that focus on helping early stage technology companies kind of through the life cycle. I'm here today. Jeremy, Eric, one of my colleagues, is here today as well. Just to kind of give you a preview of what that means. I mean, my practice almost exclusively focuses on helping early stage technology companies or companies that were once early stage technology companies. About 25, 30 plus of them are now venture backed, and I think many more are either backed by angels or are kind of starting to kind of get out there and make an impact. We help them through the entire life cycle. So we're outside general counsel, and it's a very hands-on experience early on. And as a company grows, they grow their advisory board and they get their experts, and we talk to them less and less, and we kind of are more involved when they're kind of going through their larger transactions. But it's important for any entrepreneur to kind of understand, what they're getting into early on, and kind of really that's our focus. Okay, so that's pretty much it, I could go on and on, but I think that makes that's the most relevant information for you guys. What we've been trying to do for the last couple of sessions is try to give you guys some information that you can use. And of course, when you have a lawyer talking about this stuff, it's always horribly boring, so I'll keep it incredibly short. And I think we do this in the sense of answering questions that founders have on a regular basis. So on a weekly basis, I'll talk to entrepreneurs, and the same questions come up again and again. So here are my answers right off the bat. Why Delaware, and why, and how do you kind of set up your entity in Delaware? And I think the last time I was up here, I talked about why you would set up a company. So it shouldn't be Delaware all the time, and of course this is, there's no one size fits all, but generally most of the companies I work with are set to scale, and for most of them, their path involves either rapid scaling and malleable kind of a malleable equity base, and also taking on outside venture capital financing. And for most of them, not all of them, but for most of them, setting up an entity in Delaware makes the most sense. So why Delaware? The answer is complicated, but I'll make it simple. One, it's where most of the entities that are set up to scale are established, and with that comes a well-defined body of law and a well-defined kind of precedent base. If you think about my job is to basically be a risk analyzer for companies. You ask me a question, I'm supposed to basically tell you what the chances of something going bad are. When you have a well-defined body of law, when you have a lot of precedent, you can give more confident answers. That confidence actually, translates really well to investors, right, and to acquirers, because they're often asking the same questions that the company is asking its lawyers in some sense. So I guess that's why Delaware, because most people do it. There's a lot of law, and also investors are used to it, and acquirers are used to it. Why a C corporation? Again, it's not the right answer for everybody, and of course there are tons of different variations. And we're around. Please feel free to come and harangue us and tell us why we're wrong. But for most scalable technology companies, C corporations make a lot of sense. When you have a malleable equity base, so you'll be granting options throughout the life cycle of the company. It's easier to do it through a corporation. When you have investors investing, a lot of these, and when you have institutional investors investing, for various reasons, mainly tax related, they can't invest through in a pass-through entity. So having a C corporation, it actually invites that kind of investment. Anyway, that's my super short answer to a very common question, and I'll let you guys get to the good stuff.
Awesome. Thank you, Foley Hoag. Good analyst here. Okay, next I'd like to welcome IBM. We'll give an introduction here. Here's Rags.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. I mean, it's really a big group here, and I work for IBM. My name is Raghavan Srinivas. I go by Rags. Rags not to riches. Easiest way to remember me. And basically, for those of you, I see a lot of young faces here. You might never have heard of IBM, right? But IBM was a startup. A small startup about, I don't know, 130 years back, something like that. So I'm really surprised every day because I learn something new about IBM. Some of you might have seen, Jeopardy, heard about IBM Watson, heard about IBM Bluemix, which is our cloud offering, developer works and so on and so forth. But how many of you knew that IBM was responsible for UPC, LASIK surgery, an IBMer, as we call it, who has a similar name to mine, Rangaswamy Srinivasan, basically figured out, I'll take my leftover turkey and see if, this thing that etches plastic is going to do the same thing on a turkey, right? And that's kind of how LASIK started off. And there are lots of inventions like that in IBM, which was, serendipitously kind of led to other things, right? So the idea is that, IBM, we believe in Boston new technology. I've been visiting Silicon Valley for about 25, 26 years now, and hopefully we can give them a run for the money, right? And these are the startups that make it happen. We believe in what Chris is doing. I myself am local. I myself am also, not kind of a lawyer, but I'm an advocate. And what I mean by an advocate is I'm a developer advocate. I strongly believe in developers, and